Hello there, welcome back to part 2 of the as if. Hello there. So yesterday we started sorting the textures out. Now one important thing I must mention before we go any further, this really needs to be centralized. You see how it's a bit offset? So I'm hoping if I just structure center all like that, it has kind of gone down the middle, but not quite, hasn't it? You can see there, unless that's slightly off, you never know. I mean, it's right down the center of the gear stick, but you really do need it central for when would that be it, or would that be it? What do you think? Well, I'm just going to Control Z some of them. I like the height where it's at. Just check those wheels again. That's the wheel we need. So I would say that there, to get some symmetry, that's going to be the center of the model, isn't it? That lies 0.36 over there. What we need to do is select all and move everything minus that distance, apply to all loads. So in terms of that way, we're now symmetric. Symmetry is good. Now what about this way? I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's going to be wise to find a central point, which to me is sometimes, shall we go a little bit OTT and do what have we got there? So that is 3.094 over. Let me just get a little bit of new. You probably won't have to do this, but if you do, hey, I'm here for you. We'll get the furthest point this way. This is going to be that one there, Shift E. Don't take the minus sign, obviously. Plus and minus equals. So just do a quick Googleogram in there. That's 5.322. We divide that by 2. We get 2.176. Okay, so what is that helping with? No idea right now. I do know the wagon needs turning. Excuse me a minute. So the center of the wagon is, so if I insert a little vertices there and press E, Shift E, and I put it at 2.76 there. What has that achieved? Well, it hasn't achieved anything, has it? That should be there, is what it's telling me. Well, that should be there, and that should be copy V, Shift E. And I put that at minus, and that should be there. Okay, so all we have to do is find out. This turned into a maths lesson, I apologise, I really do. So what we need is, are we still on Google? So we need 2.716. So cancel everything. We'll paste our paste our 3094. Scheiße. 2.716, remember that. Yeah. We want 3.094 minus 2.176. Is that right? Yeah. No. 716. Anybody still here? Must be mad. So we need to shift it 0.378 to the left. Okay. And that bumper then should be somewhere around that. So we'll just take that, move that and that from the selection. We'll move everything that way, is it? Nope. Move everything on a minus that way, isn't it? Minus that way. Points are moving with it, that's all. See if I put like, don't move that, it's perfect. But I have to do all the LODs. Simply because I want the wheels to move with it there. Just so it stays in that rough area where it needs to be for now. Totally pointless to a degree. Right, so we are now symmetrical. So when we start applying wheels and things, we can take some shortcuts now because of that little bit of work we've just done. And what I really need to know is here, if I go on this UV and filter by wheels there, now I select that, if I select that, let's go and have a quick look, see, are we, yes, recording, yes, in the old, I select that and then selecting object, has it got everything there? It has. Okay, did you see that move up? Always be aware of that. I moved it up by accident. I'm going to select that, and that's going to be hub 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to copy that. We'll make a I mean, we can use this bit if we wish, really. We don't keep. Well, I'll make a new one. We're good enough to be adding new ones, okay? So this needs to go up the front here. We'll just place it somewhere near for now. Then we'll paste it in the front LOD. What we've got to be aware of, this is the hub. So we're going to have damper behind, hub, and then wheel. But this is going to be the steering hub as well. So we've got quite a lot to think about here. This is the front hub on the right, left, or right, whichever way you're looking at it. So that's hub 1.1. We'll put that there. So for now we can call it that, which it is. But I think before I do any of that now, I must twist everything 90 degrees. Okay. Make sure something like on that line. Yeah, not too bad. Still nice and symmetrical. Just save that a minute, and we'll go. I don't know if we've had steam. Excuse me. It's the bloody winter flu. I don't know if you people are getting it over in Europe and America, but wow, this. I think the COVID jab basically just wiped out our immunity to the winter flu, and they're going to start all again. I've had 4 COVIDs and a flu jab this winter, up to this winter, and it's put me out now for 3 weeks. Right, anyway, enough of that bollocks. Like that. Let's go and have a look inside. Like I say, we want these hubs on, so when the wheels come off, there's a hub still on the truck. The problem is, in my wheels, the hub is part of the wheel as well. So I'm going to have to do some jiggery pokery that you, when you're selecting your model, try and be sure that you don't need to do this. All I'm going to do is, again, I need to update the scripts folder because there's been a patch 1.2, so I'll just ignore that. That's all we need to do with that. Right, so I obviously, yeah, because that's not textured as part of that, it doesn't copy it over, but it's no great worry. I'll just delete that a minute. Go back to where we were pasting it from. Where did we get that from? Delete that off there. I'll have to take the whole job lot on. Right, so when UV, selecting object, so we get the whole hub. But now I want to select the here. Yeah, we've got the whole there. Copy that, go back to our original thing here. Redefine that as hub 11. The front, drag that along somewhere near. Believed to be about there. I'm going off that line there straight through. Copy that. Go back to the main lod. Hub 11. Right, there we go. Like I say, we've got what we've got with this wagon. There's nothing we can add in here for detail, I don't think. Maybe we can. Maybe we can drag that bar there. This is just for my model, obviously, but just to show you what can sometimes be done. Can we even see that bar? There it is. That hub's a bit pissed on there, isn't it? So maybe we can copy that, paste it, XY across, bring that to it. Well, it looks like it's trapped on the XY axis, so put it on XZ. YZ, bring that axle down a bit. Try and centralize that to the wheel. Oh yeah, we're looking a little bit better with that now. Bit more acceptable, I think. You'll agree, hopefully. Okay, so now we just need to take hubs 1 and 2. Go back here, delete that, paste them. We just need to swing those around 180. 180. We don't need to apply it to all lods. We try it well relative to the pin. You'll see they've gone on the center pin there because we. That's a bit of a shame there, isn't it? I messed up again. I haven't took. Oh wow. looks like I haven't took them faces again there, doesn't it? Hub 1, 2. Hub 1. Hub 1 there, right? And 1, 2. Which one's missing there? Them, isn't it? Missing them faces. So copy that again. Delete those. Paste those. Rotate again relative to pin. So ignore the bullshittery about how good we are. On the YZ axis there. Again, we'll go with the symmetry lines there. See through there. We shouldn't be too far off. What we need to do first is so hub 1, 1 there is going to be hub 2, 2, and hub 1, 2 it's going to be 2, 1. Unfortunately, I've not defined correctly. Okay, so them two there, those hubs can now go there. I'll try and align them with those two. They're going to be slightly pissed, but we'll be alright. Now I've got to set those there. Hub 1, 2 should just be the back one there. One with that. So 1, 1 front, 1, 2 back, 2, 1 front, 2, 2 back. There we go. Got all our hubs. Indeed, there we go. And now we're going to do a wheel. So we're going to step away from the truck. Step away from the truck. Now I have the ability to take some shortcuts, and I'm going to take them whilst you're watching, because you will get these files and you'll be able to take shortcuts. Because I've made so many cars, it'd be silly of me not to copy and paste working things rather than trying to remodel other stuff that I just don't need to. Now, is this wheel textured? It is. Does it look okay? It does. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to copy that there, save the old file, create a new one, paste that in there. We need to center everything there. This is going to be called just a truck. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get a wheel of my last car before this, which is a Fiat. Probably the same size wheel, to be honest with you. So Dino's Beano's Fiat. Like I said, I wasn't born yesterday. I know what I want to do. All I'm going to do is delete that there, take our new wheel here, copy that, close that file down, don't need to save it. I'm going to paste it in the Fiat. I'm going to save this as now, not in the so in here we're going to have a new folder called proxy. And it's going to be a just a truck wheel, so JAT wheel. I'm going to save that. Now, something very obvious is geometry. Oh my god, it's not actually that far off. So we'll talk about it later. At the moment we're on aesthetics, kind of. But what's going to happen is, this thing that we're creating now, This is the wheel that obviously goes onto the truck out of our hands. Okay, so that's nice and even. Memory. I guess that wants to be up there a bit, that down there a bit, that just over there a bit, whatever that is. What is that? In view? Oh, that's inventory view center. Radius. Bounding box min, bounding box min. That's the center. Ordinarily the center would be there, wouldn't it? Radius would be out. Would be there. And that's for your economy. When it's placing it, gives them an idea how not to collide into other objects. View geometry. We'll just shrink that down a bit. Okay, here, bring that to some kind of equilibrium there. Doing that. Wire geometry, just bring that down. Now, in this fire geometry is where we apply materials. So when the object is hit, the more astute of you will realise that if we select all that and make it rubber, so we go with the material file, we'll go to DZ, data, penetration, easy typing. We want rubber there, not rubber plate. There's no tire or anything there. So what we in fact want in the tire business is we need another one of those. We need to shrink it there down to about where the metal starts, which if we look here, I'm still using, by default my machine uses Armour 3 tools, so I've just got to close that a minute. Open up object builder, otherwise can't see it in Bulldozer, unfortunately. Proxy, that will haunt me to my dying day. Select a P3D that's not in the folder. As we know, Dino's hasn't updated yet, but it will for the next tutorial, promise. So what we want it to be metallic when we hit that center bit there, and just rubber on the outside. So rather than make too elaborate an object, what we'll do is we'll just wing it a bit, and it's about there, promise you. We need to have that. Shall we just scale it this way? 1:8, just so it sticks out a bit more than the rubber, really. Yeah, and then we'll select that, press E, change that to, well, 3mm, 5mm armour plate, just so we get that metal sound there, the rubber sound on the outside. And at some point in the coming days, weeks, we'll test that theory out. Now make sure that every geometry LOD has its component. Structure, topology, find components, 1, 2. In a geometry they must be convex, which means the face is pointing outwards. If it's pointing inwards, it's concaved. So that's now a concaved face. Now it's convex. Save that. Okay, so now we've got a nice wheel there, all set up. There's no need to do any naming or nomenclature here. So we can open up back our one thing we must ensure that we do, because we're doing it this way rather than exporting it, we need to make sure in here it has that auto center 0. And that means is it won't try and center it when it's placed on the ground in our hands and stuff like that. Okay, so now let's open the truck itself. Okay, so we now want, I believe, I've got a feeling I'm missing a texture from all this, but we'll get to that. I think we've got to get some needles, we've got to adjust that texture, because the needles are already on the texture. We've got to get rid of those needles later on for the water and the temp, fuel, RPM, speed. Okay, so we'll get to that in quite a few tutorials yet. What we're going to do now, we'll get some wheels on, and then we'll call that today. We're going to get one wheel, and we're going to look at the damper and the wheel rotation and steering. So possibly, let's aim for the front 2 wheels. Go, let's see what happens. So we've got a hub, got a damper. We now need to create a proxy. Browse, find that wheel, JT wheel, open that, press OK. Now because we're lucky enough to have the MLODs here, MLOD meaning unbinarized pt2 tree, we just made it ourselves. We can now view and show proxy objects, and that allows us to get a better placement of this wheel. Now we consider it always needs to be flat like that. It's possible. Let's do it like that. I think I need to be about there. I need to drag that over. Now we need to be proud of the wheel hub. Like I said, here we need a little cheat. You see those hubs there? Only us will ever know that there's 2. So when we take the wheel off, because we can't take the hub out of the wheel, because it'll look stupid. Now in your model, it may be perfect. Maybe when you take the hub out of the wheel, it's bang on the money. Can you see how that's slightly pissed there? That other hub. One of the hubs is out, but at this stage it doesn't matter. So let's just name that by putting new, and this is wheel 1, which is sat on the hub 1, and in a moment it's going to be on damper 1. What we don't know is whether that there is this side or that side. We don't know whether it's the the axle or the damper or the hub. So if when we start doing this, getting the wheels turning and the wobbling, this is what it stems back to. But for the moment we're okay. So I need to select that there now. I need to unshow proxies, hide proxy objects. Right, so that is the that is our proxy there. Now ordinarily that would need to be exactly there. Right, so that wheel is on that hub. That hub there is here. So the front wheel needs to be on that. However, it isn't at the minute. So we'll lock that off on that axis, and we'll bring that wheel to here. Now what we also need to do is get hub 2.1 here. Need to bring that over here. Okay, and the reason we're doing that because we're going to do some copy pasta shortly. I need some more of that symmetry stuff. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be fortunate enough to be able to fetch that wheel even further out. I don't know yet. Just got to be careful of that turning circle and that wheel battering the chassis, don't we? This looks like a poorly designed wagon, I'll be honest with you. It looks like, to me, that the bloody turning circle is going to be like a football stadium or worse. But let's endeavour to persevere. Right, so there we have our first wheel on. Think about that. What do you think about the show so far? Now obviously we're going to need that proxy in other lots later on down the line, but first we're just going to get this resolution mod out. And secondly, we want hub 2.2. We're going to bring back to here. I'm praying that yeah, the edges are moving with them when you select them. That's good. Right, so now let's set up some model configures. Let's get these wheels turning. Let's get steering working and stuff like that. Okay, so it'd be easy enough just to copy paste that proxy here and copy that. I think we can delete that now. Who's that? Yeah, we can delete that now. We can delete that for sure. And delete that. Spare wheel I'm just going to keep for now. I'm going to call that an edit lod, just because of its position. I'm going to need that in the thing here, so we'll have a new one there. Oh yeah, what we could do now in fact is call that wheel 2. I'm never sure whether this should be the second or the third proxy that we place in here. Some say it should be wheel 1.2 is the third proxy, but quite frankly we're not going to get into that today. So we need to spin that 180 on the Y. Wow, 180. So we'll just copy that now, paste that in the front lot here. And by rights, as long as we measure that up to there perfectly like that, so because we've done our symmetry work. I mean, look at that, right? I thought we'd put it there, right there, didn't we? If we look at wheel 1.1, wheel 2.1 now. Nice one, because we did our homework. So 1.1 is Shift E, 0.971. So if we go for wheel 2.1, Shift E, that is minus, because we did our symmetry earlier, that should flip over to this side, not flip but move. And then when we come on here now, it is symmetrical to that. Now is it facing the right way? Yeah. Are the treads the right way? Yeah, they seem to be, but kind of like the opposite there, aren't they? Can you see? That's something to watch out for. Threads are facing different ways. Yeah. Unless you're a modeler, there's nothing you can do about that, I don't think. Unless I'm missing the point. You flip the whole wheel around again, then the hub will be on the other side. You can flip the tyre around, certainly, but just be aware of that when you're doing yours. I'm not going to do that in a tutorial. If you do want to do it, you flip them up here, mirror. But you'll have to obviously just select the shall we do it? Do we brave it? Well, we can't, because it'll have to be a different wheel, because it's a proxy, so we can't do that in this instance. But if you want to use yours, you'll have to define a new wheel. Right, so I'm gonna have to just put these other wheels on, aren't we? Let's face it. So we'll call that wheel 2-2, which will be at the back. I'm going to call that 4, because it's normally the 4th wheel. That you put on the system. On the vehicle, I'm sorry. We get that there, and obviously on the Shift E there needs to be minus. It's already 180. We'll paste that on there and see what we get at the back there. Yeah, I think we're going to be good with that. Nice. And now all I need to do is get hold of wheel 1-1 there. Copy that. Go back to here. Delete that. Delete empty. Paste. So this is wheel 1-2. And that number will be 3rd wheel proxy usually. That'd be usually 2. So that's the front wheel left hand side copy. So what we'll do is stop there. Wheel 1, 2, 3. Paste that. Delete that now, we don't need it. Save. Okay. 4 wheels on our wagon, sir. So we select one to that. View, show proxies. I can have a look, just make sure how our wheels are aligned with the ground. Yeah, we're looking good. Yeah, that's great. Hide proxies. Save that. There you go, people. You now have 4 wheels on your wagon, but you only have 4 wheels. Next will be the spur in terms of wheels, but we're not doing that. What we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to get the suspension there moving up and down, the wheel hub moving with the suspension, and the wheel moving with the wheel hub and spinning. Okay, that's part 2. I hope that understood. I don't want to do too much in one session because it's a lot to take in. By the time you're watching these, you could probably just watch them all in a row, binge watch like you did with Clarkson's Farm, no doubt. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying these. It's a little shorter than yesterday's, but think that's an appropriate time to stop. We've created a wheel. I need to practice a couple of things before I start the next bit, because you don't need me stumbling and getting a lot of things wrong. And this is going to be a 3-part wheel system. We just have a quick look at shall we open up Fiat vehicles. Everybody see a Fiat? Go in there and it'll be easier to find, won't it? Fiat. Let's open that bad boy up. When we did the Fiat, I don't think it has any suspension, does it? Oh yeah, it does. How elaborate were we? If we do damper 1 there. Yeah, so we got all them bits turning. I'll be interested to see if that hub turns with the wheel or it just goes up and down. There's the steering. And there's the turn. I have cheated a little bit. Look, part of that hub is turning that shouldn't be. So we've got to watch out for things like that, and we'll correct that in the truck. Look at the back damper as well. That's a mess, isn't it? Look at that. We didn't even make any dampers at the back. Look, little cheater. Yeah, all very nice. We'll see you on the next truck installment, which will be tomorrow around about the same time I uploaded this. We'll get the 4 wheels turning, we'll get the suspension front and back, and we'll get the steering wheel turning as well. That'll be tomorrow's little insert. Alright, thank you for watching all. Thank you for the support. It really is very much appreciated. I couldn't do it without you. And after tomorrow, this file will be then uploaded. And each day I will upload the progression, so you can, and it'll be in separate files. However, because the way Steam works, what I'm going to do is show you now. In your tools, yeah, where you downloaded all your tools, you have PBO utilities, you have bank rev exe. What we're going to do is I'm going to well, let me just, that's my little footwear add-on that I did to fix Bohemia's broken shoes. So what we'll do is I'm going to binarize this tube truck here. Well, I'm not going to binarize it like that, yeah. I'm going to pack that. It'll be in a folder called tube vehicle or whichever. Okay, so all you do is when you download it from Steam, you go into your root folder where your add-ons, you know, Daisy is. You'll have a thing from Steam called Workshop, and in there will be a folder called DBO Tute. Then inside there, obviously for me, it's called somebody remind me what we called it, footwear. So in there you'll have this tube truck, and all you do, you take that PBO there, and there's going to be several in the end, because each one will be numbered with a new stage. So it'll be PBO whatever at one point. So in that PBO utils folder in your tools, all you do is drag that PBO, because it's not binarized. You don't need to mess about with config unbinarize and all that, and it'll be in there. Okay, now I can't upload it in zip files because I think Steam no longer allows that. security reasons. Obviously it makes sense. Okay, and then inside there, these files will all be openable. What won't be in there is the texture and the source files there, because it's just too big a fucking thing to mess about. You'll just have the data, and then I'll even leave my little measure for it. Alright, so that'll be after tomorrow. Okay, so enjoy and get your wheels on, boys. No excuse. And I'll see you then. Bye bye for now. Thank you.